Hi, this is Shannah, and this is another pick a card reading. This one is about who you are. We're going to look into your personality and also into certain themes that may be affecting your present lifetime. And we have here three possibilities. We have pile number 1 with the green aquamarine stone. Then we have the clear quartz stone. And we have the blue aquamarine stone. So take your time to choose your pile, and I will see you in a couple of moments. So if you chose pile number 1 with the green aquamarine stone, this is your reading. So let's see what the cards have to say about you. First of all, we have Helios, cycles. Now, Helios is a sun god, actually a Titan, and Helios stands for light, stands for discovering truth, stands also for the eyes, for seeing things as they really are, and also for cycles, because as you know, the sun has this daily cycle. And with these cycles, this also means that there are certain patterns in your life that keep on repeating. And these are patterns that you would like to get rid of. And patterns that you'd like to work through. And they're very important for your success in life. They're very important for your fulfillment. The working through these patterns is very important for your fulfillment in life. And Helios here is saying that you are able to see the truth and you are strong enough to work through this. And some of these patterns, they come from other lifetimes as well. And in this lifetime, you are going through sometimes dramatic situations or not so pleasant situations, but they're important for you to balance, like, let's put it that way, to balance your karma or to really clear situations out of your soul journey, out of your soul system. And one thing about Helios as well, this is a star, as we know, is the sun. And the sun shines, and this is something that you are able to do as well. You are someone who has like an inner light, and in the sense, it doesn't mean that you're always happy and being all sunshine. That doesn't mean that. It just means that you're able to stand there and you stand out. You know, you're someone that people notice. You know, even you're feeling depressed or you're feeling ill and you go on the streets, you notice people look at you. You have a certain aura about you. You have a certain light around you. And not only you're able to see the truth, you're able to read between the lines. You have this sense of knowing when people are lying, and you can really connect the dots easily and always see what's the true story behind what people are telling or how people are showing themselves. You are able to see beyond the facade. And another thing is, because of this, because truth is so important to you, you're also very honest, you're very truthful. I think lying, even if it's a white lie or something not to get into trouble, you kind of fight with your conscience. You know, it's not that you're not able to lie, but you don't like it. You don't like the feeling. You like to be truthful. You like to be honest. You like to show your true colors. And sometimes that makes you a bit blunt as well, right? And this, because of Helios is always working, you know, and this makes you also very hard-working person. And you work very hard, and this card is actually also telling you to take some time for yourself. You're someone who needs self-care. You need to find that balance. And another thing about this card is you're very beautiful, like from appearance. It's like our beautiful star, the sun, is also a beautiful star and very warm and very caring, right? So this is how we perceive it. And this is how people perceive you as well, as being very beautiful, very warm, and very caring, right? Now, let's continue. Then we have Shiva, the destroyer. And Shiva brings things to end. And this is quite important. And like we were saying about the patterns, this makes a lot of sense with Shiva here, because Shiva destroys what is not real. Shiva destroys what is not needed anymore, what has come to an end, what doesn't have any life anymore, and what doesn't stand in the light of truth. So you refuse lies. You, for instance, you probably, I would say, like, most of you would have like a small circle of friends, but these friends are friends for life, are like these forever friends. And they're people, you know, you can rely on, you know where you stand with them. Even if you have many acquaintances, right? You are someone who doesn't like this chit chat, you don't like this small talk. It's not that you're not able to do it, you just don't enjoy it because it's not meaningful, right? It has no substance behind it. And you would do it because in a social situation, maybe you would need to do it, or like networking, business, and so on. But it's something that you don't like. You like people that are truthful, that have depth, that have something to say, something meaningful. People that are really like authentic, that's the word. You like authenticity, you praise that very much. People who are really themselves. But this card has a darker side, of course. We're saying destroyer, but here the destroyer is an unpositive sense, is cutting out of your life what you don't need. And you're very good at doing this. Actually, many things or many people, you don't even let them in, because you can see immediately if it's worth your time, if it is positive for you or not. But although Shiva is an action-driven character, and we already saw you're hardworking, but here there's something that it's important to acknowledge as well. You're someone who also has a tendency for procrastination, to not do what you really want to do. So maybe you can go to your day job and you really work hard, and so you're not a lazy person. But when it comes to the things that really matter to you, you probably have no energy for them. And it's not because you're tired, it's just like an inner blockage. And this comes from self-doubts. You doubt yourself a lot. And these are kind of these patterns, you know, or this kind of behavior or negative self-talk that you want out of your life. And like I said, this could even come from like other lives or other experiences, not just limited to this lifetime. But now you have the opportunity of working through them. And I think you sense that as well. And many of you have the feeling already in the middle of this journey of getting rid of all these old blockages, and some of you are almost in the finish line, and that's really, really fantastic. Then we have Vesta, home. So this is the goddess of home and of the homely fire, the goddess of the eternal fire. Of course, eternal fire is not, it's not a concept that is just Greek. It's not a Greek concept. We had the concept of the eternal fire long before that with the Zoroastrian religion. That they started with the eternal fire concept, but the Greeks, they continue with that, and with Vesta, and also the Romans then with Vesta. And Vesta is the perfect housewife, and she keeps the fire burning for the husband, who would be possibly a warrior. So when he comes home, then the fire would be burning and he would find his way home. Just an idea. And with this card, home is very important to you as well. Maybe you like to spend time indoors. You know, it's not that you don't like nature or the outside or meeting friends. Maybe you are like a person who likes to be indoors. You liked, for instance, to watch movies or be busy with your hobbies or have a wonderful conversation with a friend at home. So you like your home to be cozy. You like your home to be welcome. Your home is a place where your friends love to be at because they find it so cozy. Some of them really don't want to leave because it's so cozy. They find it difficult to go out to the cold again, for instance, if you're living in a cold climate. And it's a very nice, beautiful home, and with really good taste, right? So it's really welcoming and warm and nice. And this card is also saying protection. It's talking about protection. And this means, for instance, you probably have noticed throughout your life that nothing really like dramatic happened to you, like with concerning accidents or like punishments or so on. You were always able to be saved, even if it's at the last minute or saved by the bell. But it's like nothing really bad happens to you. You're very protected in this lifetime. And this would mean to me that you've always been also very protective of other people. And that's also a character trait of yours, is this: you're very protective. You're not only protected by your guides or your angels, the universe, but you're also someone who protects those who are weaker than you. And maybe you've already shown these traits as you were a child, for instance, like you would protect the younger children from mother bullies or something like that, right? And also is this possibility here of moving on in the sense of you move out of your home. Maybe you left your hometown. Maybe you're living in another country or another city, and you started a life elsewhere, and you started your own home elsewhere. So then we have Aphrodite, self-love. And this is interesting because we had Helios with self-care, and now we have Aphrodite. So Aphrodite is now confirming, like, you are a very beautiful person. You're a very attractive person, sexually attractive to other people. And you're also a presence that people cannot look away. You know, when you enter a room, people notice you. Like I said, you have this aura about you that makes you. And here with Shiva in the mix, some people even fear you. You have something mysterious about you, out of reach, and something like dark as well. It doesn't mean that you are a dark person or negative. It's just your aura. Maybe you have like a strong Scorpio in your chart. Just check it. And if you don't see it in the tropical, in the normal horoscope, try the sidereal or Vedic horoscope. So see if you have a strong Scorpio element there. Now, with self-love, it's like you have everything going on for you, but the only person that doesn't know that is you. So you can be really attractive and not really notice it. You know, maybe there was something during your growing up stage, right? That you were bullied, or people made you feel small and ugly and stupid, and that's made you start doubting, you know. But you're just replaying this drama, all these negative experiences that you had regarding your external appearance, by your looks, your talents. It's like you're replaying your drama. So it's like you brought this pattern with you. And this is what you're breaking, because you're coming now to this life to realize how beautiful you are, how talented you are, and do something about it. In the sense, show yourself, show your talents. You know, like, don't be afraid to show your beauty, because the more you do it, the more self-confident you'll become. So this card here shows also a lack of self-confidence. And this is something that you're working on this life. And Aphrodite is coming here to tell you, you have everything going on. And it could be that you are an artist at heart, but some of you may have never tried to show it to the world, because you're afraid of getting bullied, or, you know, people not understanding it or putting you down. You're afraid of getting hurt. But this card is here telling you, do it. It's okay. You will be understood, and you will be loved for what you're doing, and your work will be loved as well. So this is a card of reaching that self-worth that you so need. And this is something that you're doing this lifetime. Now let's continue. Then we have the green tarot, salvation. This is beautiful. I really have the feeling that this is what you're reaching in this lifetime. And not only that, it's not only like you developing yourself, you also have a theme here with intimate relationships with other people, because we have a lot of green color here as a color of the heart. So it can be that there's always there's also a challenge when it comes to relationships with other people, be it like intimate relationships, or sometimes, you know, some kind of friendships or co-worker relationship that can be a bit challenged. And one of the things here is also the ability of moving on. We had that a bit with Vesta, but for me with Vesta here was more like leaving home. Maybe you left home really early. But here with the green tarot, I have like moving on from things that are not good for you. Again, here with Shiva, what's not good for you, you leave behind. And the other thing, like one of the blessings of green tarot, right, to you, and it's mirroring what you can, is, and probably you noticed that the right people always show up in your life. You always attract the right people for your needs at the time. So the people in your life, they're not there by chance. You kind of attracted them. You kind of like wished for them consciously or unconsciously. But if you look at these people, you're going to see that you have like common traits, you have common histories, you're struggling with the same issues. And some of them have already answers and can propel you further in your achievements, in your development. Yeah, and the thing is also like another thing here that this green tarot card also refers to. You are someone, you miss something. You're always longing for something. And I have the feeling that you cannot even name it. I would say, like, some of you probably would say that you're the kind that you miss home. But not the home where you grew up in. It's another home. You know, it's like it's another place and time, and something that you like to return to. But you cannot name it because you cannot remember. And there's this permanent longing in your heart, you know. But this makes you also very creative. And I have the feeling you can write beautiful poems or beautiful prosa as well, like beautiful texts. I have the feeling you have this knack to put this longing into words, or maybe even into music. You can make art out of it. And then we have the creative spark again. Like I said, those who chose pile number 1, they're probably artists. And look, we have 17. 1 and 7 added up. They add up to 8. This is the 8. So Bridget, creative spark. We have artists here. So you have a lot of inspiration, and you're also inspirational. You know, you also inspire other people. You have a vivid imagination. You're very, very creative. And again, this is a card that's, or a goddess that stands for beauty. So again, we have 3 cards saying how beautiful you are. But again, you're the only one that not really notices, or you don't really believe it. And you also very intuitive, right? And you're very funny as well. So you can also work as a psychic or read cards or even as a medium. But you're very funny. You don't take things too seriously. So talking to you is always very lively. It's also very, very fun. It's an experience. It's really time well spent because you talk about meaningful things. You're very creative in your way of thinking and you do it in a fun way. So it's never boring to be around you. Then we have Lakshmi, fortune. So another beautiful goddess. So now we have a 9. And Lakshmi is the goddess of fortune, is the goddess of wealth, right? And she's also a very creative goddess. And she only chooses like some lucky few, yeah. But what this card is also saying, you can always get what you want. You are a manifester. And this is what sometimes is hard for you to believe. I think that you've already noticed that you think about things and then they suddenly appear. And the Green Tarot was also mentioning this, but with people. But here with Lakshmi is with things, is with money, is with anything that you need. So it's like your needs are constantly being met, right? So nothing, you will never want for anything unless you really want to go through that experience, because then that need will be met as well. So this is an interesting way of thinking. You know, if you want to experience poverty, that need will be met. But so here's very important, the way that you think about yourself, and that's where Aphrodite comes in as well, and also Helios saying you can change that pattern, because if you have like a poverty mindset, right, then it's time to change it, because you can change it, because you'll always get what you need. You always get what you want. It's just up to you to believe it or not, to be open for it or not. The only person that can block this is you. Now, and you're very lucky, and you're actually bound to have a lot of success in your creative endeavors. You just have to open yourself to it. It's all in your mind. Next card, the unicorn and the maiden. Communication with unicorn, purification, undercover action, number 10. So what I get here, again, you're very intuitive. You are like, you could be a medium, really be like the channel between two worlds. And don't make the confusion between medium and psychic. Like most of the card readers, me inclusive, we're psychics. We get into the energy of the world, into the energy of the collective, or into your own energy if you're doing a private reading. So, but then medium talks with the spirit world. Right, it's a big difference there. And again, if someone says they have your aunt or someone from the spirit world, first they have to deliver proof, something that only you knows, you know, because otherwise anyone could come and say, oh, I have someone here from the other side, you know. And we always tend to believe these things because we cannot see it, and then we believe the other person can. So if someone comes saying they have a message from the other side, they have to deliver proof. Okay, that's the first rule of mediumship. But you could be a medium, because this is a card of being between worlds. And what I was going to say, yes, so you can have contact with the spiritual world, and I have the feeling that for you it comes easy, natural. It's like you talk to them like you would talk to someone in this world. You're always in contact with this other side. And because we have undercover action, it's like you're very private about certain things, especially about your talents. Although you really like to show them, I have the feeling that you'd like to show your talents with the world, you still keep them very secret. Like I said, there is still a bit amount of fear of getting judged, because this is a really, really sensitive energy. But you are, I see, I'm also getting that you are a healer, You know, we have here the purification, and you're also a healer, and you also bring light into situations. You make certain situations appear very clear, very understandable, so people can work with it and solve many problems in their lives, you know, because you bring clarity into it. So you can even work as a psychologist, a psychiatrist. You can work even as a detective, because you always bring things into light, but you kind of hide these talents because you still do not trust that you'd be treated in a kind way. But this is changing. You're working on this. And then we have the Midnight Prince. Ask for what you want and be honest. Again, this is confirming it. This is number 43. And this is confirming it that you always get what you want. And you can always also grant wishes for other people. So you're like a fairy. But you always get what you want. You always get what you wish for. The question is, what are you wishing for? Because you'll always get it. Imagine that. You always get what you want. So what are you wanting? And that's why the card here says, be honest. What do you really want? Deep down inside, what do you want? And then open up to it. But this is a process that you're going through right now. And the moment you like realize how it works, the moment you feel it, then life is going to unfold in a beautiful way. Then we have Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So maybe this is what you're craving, what you're longing for, this other time where like in this continent of Mu, where everything was so spiritual and so harmonious. And creating heaven on earth is happening. And you're like a light worker probably, and I'm quite sure of it, because like I said, you just need to be in a room and you can spread your light, and you don't have to be anything special or say anything special or do anything special. You're just there. You have this energy. You can heal people just like being next to them. I think people feel safe, even if you have like this kind of dangerous aura, but people feel safe with you. You have the ability of taking fear away from other people. You bring joy and laughter, and people trust you. And you want to make this world a better place, you know. And some of you will be really involved in big activist organizations, but others of you is like, you influence one person at a time, one smile at a time. So you do it in a smaller scale, but it's working, you know, because you're looking at the world around you and seeing what is happening right now. And you want to influence it for the better of all involved, for the highest good of everyone involved. And you are doing it. So, and this is important because some of you probably doubt the impact you have in the world. Probably think like that you're not that meaningful, or that what could you change? And this card says you have a great impact. Just the fact that you exist makes the world a better place. This is the message of this card for you right now. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. And thank you so much to all that watch, like, comment my videos, and also subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact details are in the description box below. So you have a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile number 2 with a clear quartz, this is your reading. Now, let's see who you are. First of all, we have Hermes, communication. So Hermes is the Greek god of communication. He brought messages from the gods, and was the messenger between the humans and gods, and between the gods themselves. later in the Roman times, its name, or his name, changed to Mercury. Now, this means you're a very good communicator. You're someone who likes to talk, who likes to communicate, who likes to express yourself and express ideas. Maybe you have a job that's around communication. You have a wonderful way of talking. Maybe you also have a very beautiful voice. Maybe you're also into singing. This could be relevant as well, because Hermes or Mercury is not just about the spoken word as such. It's also the voice itself, and it's also the singing. So you could be a very good singer, or you love to sing, but you love to talk, and maybe you even love to write. You could be a writer, or you like to write blogs, or just to write your journal, your diary, and you like to write poems, for instance. But the main thing here is the communication itself. So it's, like I said earlier, you're someone who loves to communicate, to express ideas. You can be also in public relations, for instance. And just got to get a little bit of tea, I'm sorry. So, and this here, very important, is it's also, this makes you also a person who's very witty, very quick at thinking, and but you're like, it's very hard for you to focus in just one thing. Like, let's remember, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and so it's really this quick thinking, but it's like a butterfly. You know, you have many interests at the same time, and you get lost in details. So it's very difficult to keep your focus in one thing. And another thing that is very important for you is also the emotional intelligence, because for you, communication is not just saying the information, or delivering the information. It also how you do it. So you can say horrible things to someone, like bringing horrible news, let's put it this way, but in a way that the other person may understand and take it in, and not, you're not someone who's just blunt and hurts people, just like that. No, you like to put it in a nice way, not lying, not really sugarcoating it, but put it in a way that people can really work with it, can take it in and accept it. And another thing here with Hermes is your sense of humor. So you're very funny, because Hermes used to play pranks on the gods, and he was very mischievous, and sometimes really, really bad. He did some bad things, but but you have that, like I said, you're quick-witted and you're sharp-tongued as well. And you like this sense of humor. Maybe you tend to sarcasm. It doesn't have to be negative and hurting people, but you find the humor in the situation. And but the main thing is like you communicate in a way that it's agreeable to other people. The other people laugh with you. So I don't see here this energy of just hurting people or being mean. Communication is very important for you. It's also very important that people understand what you're saying in a positive way. So you could be a very good negotiator. You could be a very good business person, a PR, agent. You could be someone that works with an audience, that works with the public. And this, in the negative sense, could mean that you are very good at manipulating people. It's not always negative, doesn't have to be, but you're very influential. You can influence people's opinions about things, right? So it could be even the advertising, can even be a politician for all I know, like if you're into politics, or a lawyer. This would be also, because this card is also about integrity and standing up, not only for yourself, but also for others. So this is very important. And here also, like with the healing, with the helix in English, and here, and the eagles. So, and the eagles, I'm crazy, and the wings. Yeah. So this is a symbol of Mercury, the symbol of Hermes. And Hermes is also very knowledgeable. I cannot speak, has a lot of knowledge. But I don't know if you heard about Hermes tablets. So in the mystical world and more esoteric world, so it's very known for the knowledge, for the esoteric knowledge. So you can be very interested as well in these esoteric themes, and more in the occult. And also it could, even if you're like a Christian, you're very interested in the deeper side of your religion. No matter what religion you're following, you're in the philosophy and the mysticism of your religion or spiritual interest. You're very interested in that side of life and spirituality. Let's see the next card. Then we have Hera, commitment. Hera is the wife of Zeus, so she's the queen of heaven, right? And it's commitment, because no matter how often, and that was very, very often, Zeus betrayed her, was unfaithful, she was always committed to her husband. Of course, she took revenge on the poor women who fell prey to Zeus, and then they fell prey to Hera, but she was still committed to the marriage. She still loved him very, very much. So she's also, here she portrays this side of you that's loyal. You're very loyal to your friends, to your loved ones, to your family. And here we have like this very beautiful woman. She's very powerful. And this is how you present yourself as well. You know, like someone who has power, maybe in your family, you're the one who decides things. If you're still too young to experience that, maybe you notice that, like in your circle of friends, that you're the decider. You're the one who says, okay, we do this, we do that, and how. And people respect you. People naturally respect you. You have this aura of authority around you. And you're very beautiful. Again, the queen of heaven. The only downside of this is like the jealousy. Of course, Hera had reason to be jealous, but you may tend to be somewhat jealous. You know, you want people to be faithful to you or to be loyal to you as you are to them. And this where probably the manipulation also comes in. So that would be like the downside of this energy. But the important thing here as well, she knows who she is. She never doubts. And this is something about you as well. You're very self-assertive. You're very self-confident. You know who you are. And even if you have doubts, it's not something that you show the others. You know, you not show others your self-doubts or your weaknesses. You always stand strong. And you don't let anyone come between you and what you want. You don't let anyone talk you down. You don't let anyone play you for a fool, because they'll regret it. You're very powerful, and I have the feeling here you can also take revenge on people. You know, people then will taste their own medicine in the end. But it's like, but it's not really because you have like this negative trait. I don't think it's really negative. It's like if people are disrespectful to you, they should pay for it. Pay is probably a very harsh word, but it's like they should feel it. Yeah. And this is good. This is actually very, very good. Hera is really very powerful. And she's like a matriarch. She's a protector as well. And she's like the queen mother, put it that way, of heaven, of the Greek and Roman heaven. Then we have Anubis, protection. Now we're in Egypt. So Anubis is the god with the shakal, how you say it, with the dog head. I'm sorry, so I'm not very inspired for my, you know, like the way I speak. But Anubis is very, very important, because Anubis used to be the lord of the underworld, and then he was replaced by Osiris when Osiris was resurrected from the dead by his loving, beautiful wife Isis. And but Anubis continued on being the companion of the dead. He was the one who took the dead to the other side. and is still very important, and he's a protector of the souls. And again here, that's then combines quite well here with the hero energy, because is this protective nature. And with this card, there comes also like a darker side to you, and it has to do with your past. It could be that in your past childhood or growing up, you went through really rough patches, really difficult times. You know, it was really sad. There was grief, there was suffering. So there were some episodes of your life where that almost brought you down to your knees, and maybe they even did, and you have to rise up again. You know, it's like you have this ability of rising from the ashes. You're like a phoenix. That's what I get here. And this gives you this depth and also authority, and it gives you this aura of, you know, even if you're very young right now when you're watching this, people, probably you've heard that people think you're older than you look. You know, they have the feeling that you're much older, because this aura, you've gone through things, you saw things that made you precocious, that made you grow up very, very fast. What you should look out for here, in this case, if this really resonates with you, is with the trauma syndrome and its symptoms. And it could be that you don't feel them right now, but later in life, you know, you'll have to deal with them. And it's then avoiding relationships, not trusting yourself, not really wanting to put yourself out there. There's a different variety of symptoms, you know, but look into it, because if the sooner you deal with it, the freer your life will be then. But Anubis is also protected, so you're also that someone who's very protected, even if you have gone through very difficult times, you've been protected the whole way through. There were experiences you probably needed to go through, you know, but that makes you a lot mature and wiser. You know, you have this aura of being a very wise person, and you are also someone who can transmit this wisdom to other people in a very eloquent way, in a very beautiful and approachable way. And also, you like to be the best at your field. I think you want to be recognized as someone, as an expert, and this is someone that you become with time, an expert in your field, an expert in whatever you do, that you're someone that you can make history. You know, you become a beacon in whatever you will then follow, or you're following as a career. You can become a beacon. Even if you think, oh, it's too late for me. No, it's never too late. You can always become a beacon of inspiration for other people. And this potential is there. And then we have Cernunnos. This is from the Celtic god of fertility, shape-shifting. This is the most important Celtic god of all. And shape-shifting. This is something that you're able to do, the shape-shifting, because I'm just taking now the word itself, because you can adapt to different situations and to different people. And this is a survival trait that you developed while growing up, while going through probably this traumatic experiences or difficult experiences. And you had to observe other people, and it's like really a survival trait. You can adapt, and it's something that Hermes can do as well. He can disguise himself in other people's guise, so disguise. And so this is a confirmation here. You can show yourself in different ways in order to protect yourself. But what this card also means is like it's about change. Both Anubis and Cernunnos they have to do with change. And I get the feeling that you're a bit closed off to change. You'd like things to remain the same as long as possible. You're kind of a bit afraid. So it could be, again, that as growing up, you had to go through a lot of change. Maybe you moved house many times, or schools, or friends, and something that you don't feel like doing, but it's like part of your life, and don't fear it. And I have the feeling here again of a lot of protection, and also a lot of creativity again here. And this creativity is really a part of your expressing who you are. The only thing here with Cernunnos as well is okay. So again, with this survival trait, just going back to the survival trait of getting, showing yourself as people want to see you, is you're really convinced that if you show yourself for what you are, people will not love you, people will not understand you, people will refuse you or even hurt you. But that's not true. And this is like the cards as telling you to stand up for yourself and show who you really are. Do not be afraid. And again, you are protected and you have a lot to give to the world. So this is like kind of let's see, a theme in this life is like the challenge for you is to stand up and show your colors. And you have a lot to show. You're very intelligent, you're very creative, you're very funny, and you're also beautiful. You have a lot to show to the world. You have a lot to give to the world. So it's time to stop hiding. Because what I get here, especially here with Cernunnos, is a lot of hiding energy, and also Anubis. Anubis is the underworld. You think a lot, you're a thinker, you're a great thinker, but it's time to put these things out there, to bring it to a larger audience, to let the world be enriched by what you are and what you have to give. Then the next card is Lazy, or Lazy. So, sorry if I say it wrong. She's the goddess of thunder, I think, or the mother of lightning. That's it, the mother of lightning. And it's number 28, and it's called Revelation. So you are prone to insights, to sudden insights. So this tells me that you're also very connected and in tune to the spiritual world, to the soul of the world, how it used to be called, like this collective energy. So you're very connected to the soul of the world, and you get these insights. You probably have this glimpse of the future very often. You probably, for instance, you can be a trendsetter, be it in fashion, be it in anything, because you can feel the trends before they manifest, before we see them in the stores. You're already feeling them, So you can always say what the next fashion, the next color, the next music is going to be. So if you'd like to work as a fashion or something creative journalist, you could be, or even politics, you can feel these subtle changes in the world. You can really understand the language of the world and its energies. And the other thing about this card, because you probably lash out on other people sometimes, and maybe that's one of the things you think people don't like you, because I think there's really a lot of self-confidence that still has to build up. Although you appear to be a very self-confident, yeah, but there's still some insecurity here, but you can be prone as well to sudden mood changes, and sometimes you just lash out just like that. But I also have the feeling that you're very sensitive, and sometimes this energy just builds up in you, in yourself, and then the lightest world can make it tilt, and suddenly you explode. But it doesn't come from out of nowhere. You've just been taking in too much, swallowing too much, accepting too much until you explode. And for instance, this is something you could look out for. And the other thing is, again, is like you have, like, this card is also telling you, don't get distracted by things that are not you, by things that have nothing to do with your path. So believe in yourself. Don't just second guess yourself. Just believe in who you are and present yourself to the world as you are, with all your beautiful colors. And then, oh, we have Artemis. Focus. Number 4. Artemis. Artemis is also the patron of the arts. So we have creativity here again. This is really beautiful. But the thing is the focus is the main word of this card. So you are someone who's really focused. You're someone who, if you want something, you go out to get it. The only challenge here with this card is, what are you focusing on? Are you getting distracted? You know, because probably you're focusing on things that are that have nothing to do with your goals or with your true purpose. But the moment you find your true purpose, no one can stop you. You're very, very focused. And the other thing of this card, it's really the feeling that I'm getting is really, give more time with these 2 cards. Create space and make more time for your creative skills, for your artistic skills. I think there is talent there. You know, even if it's just a hobby, but make time for them, because it's also important for your inner balance. And the other thing about this card is that one of the challenges as well, or the blockages you may feel in your life, is when you just concentrate on the outcome. On a specific outcome, because you want things to be in a certain way, and suddenly you're closed off to all the other possibilities around you that probably would even serve the project, the vision, or the idea even better, right? So what are you focusing on? And focus on doing. Focus on the journey. Let the outcome present itself, because many things can be a lot better than you ever believed in, that you ever believed possible, right? And then we have Baron-Reid. I hope I'm saying that right. Baron-Reid. And forgiveness. What forgiveness here? Again, the feeling I get here with this card, it says you're a very sensitive soul. You show yourself to be very tough on the outside. And, you know, you also use your sarcasm to keep people at bay so that you don't get hurt. Because, again, you've gone through really, really difficult things in your life. And the other, or the downside of this card, is that you're very sensitive and you're able to understand other people. Also with this card, together with this card, you're very empathetic. You have empathy for other people. You can really understand where they're coming from, and you can understand why they do what they do, but still, if people hurt you, you find it difficult to let go. If people are disrespectful to you, you find it difficult to let go. And you can hold on to resentments for a long, long time. And this card here is really like, first, it's like saying, let go. Like it's another theme in your life, letting go of resentment, letting go of the past, letting go of negative energy from the past. But another thing that is coming through, really important here, is forgiving yourself. Because I have the feeling some of you, those who have gone through really a difficult period in your life, that you have the tendency to blame yourself for many things that happened. You have the tendency to think of yourself as a horrible person. And that's why then you have the need to disguise yourself. But It's not true. You just have to forgive yourself. And that's why you always tend to look away from yourself, to distract yourself with other things, and also with ambition. I have the feeling that if you show the world a more successful you, a more accomplished you, then you'll be loved. That's what's coming through as well. But you are loved for, you're already loved for who you are. You just don't believe it. But your friends, your family, they already love you for who you are, because they see who you are. No matter how well you disguise yourself, they feel your energy and they do love you. Oh, that's beautiful. See the next card. Her special place. Find your own safe place inside and out. 16. So this is very important. So you like to be alone. You like to spend time alone, and this is important to you so you can recharge, so you can get into your energy again. And you need this again, because as I was telling you, you're a very sensitive soul. And for me, the purple lily or the pink lily is a flower of healing, right? So you need this time to heal. You need time alone to recharge, and also to declutter, to detox your mind, detox your heart. This is really important, that you make time for yourself in your life. And somewhere where you feel safe, somewhere where you can let go completely. Then we have Dragon's Pet, communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, guardianship. So this card I really find beautiful. This is my card for animal lovers, because it's obvious. So you have a very good connection to animals, and maybe you have animals of your own. Like I see cats and dogs, even birds. Here we have a little dragon. Maybe you're someone who like takes care of animals. You're a foster, have a foster home for animals, but you have like, you like animals. I have the feeling like it's for you easier to communicate with animals than with people, because the feeling I get, you get this unconditional love from animals. They're like, you always know where you stand with them, and this is very pure. This connection is very, very pure, and the communication between you and animals is quite easy. You really understand them and they understand you, so it's a very close connection. And it's where you also feel safe. They make you feel safe, they make you feel loved, they make you feel at home. And then we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So with this card, well, the feeling I get is that you take care of people. Actually, we have this mother energy already, this matriarch figure, Hera. So we have this mother energy. You're very loving, and you're also very forgiving. You know, don't let yourself go astray by what I said earlier, because you're very forgiving, but there's some resentments that you can keep them for a long time. But you always try to understand other people, and people feel very safe with you. They feel also they can be who they are, because you won't judge them unless they disrespect you. That's where the line, where you draw the line. But here with the Star Mother, it's like, okay, you take care of other people, you take care of animals, you have so much love to give, but now it's time to love yourself, because this is a card of self-care. How can you mother yourself? One of the things, like we said earlier, is spend time alone, take care of yourself, detox emotionally and physically as well. And this is like, oh, I see. The message here is for me like, you've been longing for someone to take care of you. And some people do, some people really help you out. But the only person that can really take care of you to the fullest is yourself. Give yourself what you need. What do you need? How can you be loving to yourself? How can you have this self-care? This is quite important. And this is where you have to look into and be your own mother, you know, be your own caretaker. Then pile number 2. This was your reading. I hope it resonates and inspires you. And thank you so much to all that watch, like, and comment my videos, and also to all of those who subscribe to my channel. That means a lot to me. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact details are in the description box below. So thank you so much and have a wonderful time full of love. So if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading with the blue crystal stone. Just a second. There you go. Right? So, put it here. So, let us see who you are. So, we have Pili, purpose. So, this is the volcano goddess from Hawaii. And she's just beautiful. And this is who you are. You're also very, very beautiful, very powerful, and very moody as well, you know, but only to people who disrespect you. And another thing is, like, from what I get from this card is independence. Very independent, very stubborn as well, and also very action-oriented. Right? So you're a very active person. You're very lively. You like change. You like to try out new things, and you're fearless. You know, there's a part of you that's really fearless. You take chances. You take risks. You do, you know, maybe you like extreme sports. Maybe you like to travel to places no one has gone to, or they're deemed like they're considered dangerous, and you like to travel alone through exotic countries. And so you're very adventurous, you're very active, you're creative, and you don't hide. You show yourself and you show your true colors. You know, if you are in a good mood, then you are in a good mood. If you're not, you're not. You're not very concerned about the opinion of other people. And another thing, like I was saying, you're also very beautiful, you're very attractive, you're very appealing, and you have something about you that people feel attracted to, but I'm getting like they're afraid that you will bite. And the thing is, if they are silly, you know, you will bite, kind of. It's this kind of energy, because you don't take any BS. You don't take any, you know, like any kind of conversation or any kind of action that wastes your time. You don't like your time to be wasted. No, you give people like at the most 5 minutes to catch your attention or to make it interesting. If they don't, you turn around and go. You're this kind of person, and you're very assertive. If you want something, you get it. You know, if you say that you want it, and you fight for it. It's not that you will, you know, you'll go to any length to get what you want and be manipulative or something like that. No, but you're not afraid of saying what you want and, you know, going for it. So it's very brave energy here, very there's a lot of self-confidence here, and knowing who you are. You're not afraid. You're just not afraid of showing it, you know. And you could be like, you could do sports. I see, like, very active. You can even dance. You can be a dancer as well. But something that, like, your body needs movement. You know, you're not someone who just sits around the whole day. You need movement. You need to do things. You're very active. And if you have an idea, you'd like to put it into practice. Then we have Pomona, plenty. So you attract a lot of good things. And she's also beautiful. So a confirmation to your beauty. And this is like the universe telling you, whatever you want, you will get it. So you have to know what you want. This is very, very important. And another thing is like you have to trust that you will get it as well. Because sometimes you're in doubt. And you like, this is also very important, sorry, very independent personality. Sorry for the cough. A very independent personality, and you like to be alone. You're very creative and you prefer to be alone doing the things you love, be it like creative endeavors, be it sports, be it dancing, being, you know, just taking long walks. But you prefer to be alone than to being in bad company. So you're not really dependent on other people or having people around, because you have so many things to do. You may have a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests. You like to cultivate yourself as well, like with knowledge. And you can read a lot or watch a lot of documentary films, and you like to be by yourself. You know, it's, and these two energies, what I'm getting is like, you don't find people that interesting, or most of the people. So the people that surround you, really, they have to be really something different, extraordinary, someone that they really catch your attention, or you have to be on the same wavelength. And you're very independent, so your friends will be very independent as well. So you'll have kind of friendships or even love affairs or intimate relationships where you're very independent from one another. You know, like you don't have to see each other every day, or, you know, like if you're friends, you don't have to call each other every day. So you call each other when you feel like it, and everyone's okay with it. So you have this really independent vibe. And you kind of hide as well in your little world. I'm saying little, not depreciative, but you kind of closed off to the world. You know, you like to be in your own corner, doing your thing, doing your own thing undisturbed. And what you do is beautiful, and it can be, like I said earlier, something really creative and meaningful to the world. But sometimes you shut yourself off completely and don't let people in. And what I'm getting is also like sometimes that can lead to some moments of loneliness. So loneliness can come in sometimes. And another challenge here is leaving things behind, because you're someone, things and people and situations, you're someone who holds on to what you have. Yeah, it's like what you have, you keep. It's actually the motto of one of Terry Pratchett's books. I don't know if you're into Terry Pratchett, but if you are, you'll understand. So what you have, you keep. But sometimes you have to let go of energies that do not do you good, you know, but it's very difficult for you to let go of people, even memories, and things as well. Maybe you have like a lot of things in your home, but your home is very cozy, but it's full of stuff. I think it's full with plants, full with flowers, herbs, and it's really beautiful. I really like it. And you're also someone who loves nature, you know, so like Pele is for the volcanoes. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of Hawaii because of Pele here, but someone who loves nature. You love nature, you love to be in nature, and you have like this connection, you understand it, and maybe, you know, you're very talented at gardening, and flowers love you, and, you know, what you touch turns to something beautiful, you know, and this really, the card is also telling you that you can get whatever you want from the universe, you know, but the thing is you don't really trust it, that that could be possible. But that's one of the themes of your life that you will learn, you know, through the process. And then we have Artemis, individuation. We also had Artemis in pile 2. Artemis here in this deck is very, very independent. We're getting this independent energy again, like 3 goddesses. They're quite independent, very fearless. Except Pomone. Pomone is more like, I'm in my own garden, let me be. But but they're not easily dissuaded. They're not easily distracted. All these three goddesses. Artemis is also the hunter, and she's very focused. She's very, very focused. So when you focus yourself on something, you really work hard to get what you're after. And you're not easily distracted. You know, you're very focused. But again, this is very independent energy. And you also like to be alone. Again, here, liking to be alone. Again, you'd rather be alone than in bad company. And you want to make your own life. You don't want to follow any other person's or any other footsteps. You want to make your own footsteps. You want to go your own way. You want to see what is possible. You're not someone who's like, oh, I have to get married, then I have to get that job, and then I have to get the mortgage, and then I have that house with 2 dogs and the swimming pool and blah, 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 which is great. But you want to do something else, you know. Maybe you want to be living in a tent in the Himalaya, you know, something like that. You're very original. You're very creative, and you want to try something else, you know, do something else with your life. Maybe you're going to more this alternative lifestyle, you know, where you grow your own food, you know, and live in a community or even alone, because again, you have this loner energy here. You love your time just for yourself. And here also this big love of nature, and also big connection to animals. And this we also got in pile 2, funnily enough, this connection to the animal world. And so I can see you really like living an alternative lifestyle. You know, you're not mainstream, not at all. Even if you live in a city, you're going to be alternative. You know, you're not mainstream. You're different. And that's nice. I like it. But the only danger here with these three goddesses, you know, they're fantastic. But the only thing, like I just mentioned earlier, is like you close yourself off from other people. You know, that you don't have any contact anymore to other people. They're too closed. And you lose also opportunities. And, you know, because the networking, you know, getting to know people opens doors for you. You know, this person knows the other person has the right job for you, something like that, you know, or the right clients for you. And this is one of the dangers that you get, like, to, yeah, you're so far away that no one can reach you anymore, and you cannot reach reality, so to say, anymore, you know. Yeah, but that would be actually the only downside, because this energy is very self-sustaining, and you're happy to be alone. You really don't need to be constantly surrounded by people. Then we have the Jade Emperor organization. So this is also one of your strengths here. You're an organizer. You're a business person. You know, maybe you have, and what I get here from this energy, you have your own business, and you're someone who does everything by yourself. Maybe even you don't trust other people. And I have this with Pomona energy now, because she's always in her own garden and she doesn't let anyone in. And the thing is, because the people that wanted into her garden, it was like, of course, there were suitors. They wanted to marry her because she is so beautiful, but they never noticed the garden. And that's her work, until another god, you know, started observing her and, you know, stalking her actually. And then he noticed her love for the garden. Then he started, you know, to get interested in the garden. And through the garden, he got his way to her heart. And I'm just telling you this story because this is something like, you don't trust the opinion of others, and you're afraid that other people will destroy your project or vision, you know, like bringing their own vision or not really appreciating or understanding what you really want to do. So before other people destroy the integrity of your vision, you prefer to work alone, even if it means you have to do everything. you know, even if it costs you a lot of strength. So, and the Jade Emperor is actually telling you that you're able to do it because you're very good at organizing. You have a very good business mind. And you can really differentiate between what you need and what you do not need, right? So you can declutter. You can declutter your life. You can let people go, what you don't, and things, and you're very good at letting go. But, you know, even, not even, I think it's even the other way around, because you're so independent, because you so don't care, you have this I don't care attitude, you know. It doesn't mean that you're cold. It doesn't mean that you are, you know, that you hate people. But you don't need people. You don't care about what they think or say about you. It's like not your business. Then this makes you very popular, you know, because it's like what people love, what they don't, what they can't get, you know. It's strange, but it's true. But they love that, like, oh, this person doesn't need us. Oh, we love her. And you have that attitude, like you don't care, you know, because you don't need people. So people look up to you, especially other women or girls, little girls look up to you because they like your independent vibe. You're an independent streak. So it's like what other women look up to, what they want to be as well, is this kind of energy. It's really fantastic. And you're also someone who helps other people. You're someone who fights for a cause. Could be like protecting animals, protecting nature, protecting women as well. So you fight for causes that help the world. And you're a fighter. You really fight for the rights of other people. Even if you're not doing it right now actively, that's something that burns in your heart. And you're looking for venues or ways of doing so. The thing is, don't limit yourself. Again, this is like a very important message from these cards. Is you have so much to give. You're so rich. This is the word I'm getting. You are so rich. And sometimes because you're so closed off, you're so you build up this wall between you and other people. You don't let the people in, and sometimes you lose opportunities of spreading the word, of making things work in a more productive way, more effective way. And this is the challenge here, to let people in and trust yourself. Trust first that you're going to attract the right people, you know, because again, with this energy here, you get what you want, and the universe will always deliver, always. And the other thing is, trust yourself, your intuition, that you really can differentiate between people that are positive to your own development and people that are like vampires, just want to suck your energy, right? So you can really differentiate. You have to trust yourself more and trust life more, because there are wonderful people out there and they will be the right people for your energy, right? So continuing, we have Metis, wisdom. So you're also very, very wise. And this is something that you've got this wisdom from observing other people. Some of you, it's also, you're someone, like I said, you like to cultivate yourself. You like to read. You like to get information. And you also have this great ability of processing this information in a way that is very understandable for other people. And you can be really, you're a beacon for others, especially for other women. That's what I'm getting here. I'm sorry if you're a guy, but even as a guy, you can be a beacon for other women. There's something here that's coming across like women. You know, the women's rights, feminism, and it's not out of the ordinary. I have some friends, and they're male, they're guys, and they're not even gay, and they're feminists. And they'll defend the rights of women at any time. And I was very surprised when I first met them. And I find it amazing because they just get it. They understand it, you know. And So even if you, the viewer, you are a man, there's something here being a beacon in the lives of women. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting this energy. And also like informing people, explaining situations, explaining concepts, explaining even laws in a way that people understand, that people can really use it in a practical way. So, and there's this wisdom, and there's really this beacon of light here, inspiring other people. And for some of you, because you have all this independent streak, then is just like by standing there, you know, just by being who you are inspiring other people, like we just mentioned earlier. Yeah. And let's see the next card. And the other thing that I'm getting is here is also you're someone that people go to when they need advice. When they need advice, when they're kind of lost, you know, you're someone that people go to. Yeah, you're the wise woman. Now we have number 36. Okay, I'll try to say this. Mnemosine, the past. So you're someone, for instance, you can be very interested in history, world history, or even like interested in the history of your family life. So it's something that is very important to you. And also the past has a lot of lessons for you. You get a lot of energy from the past, and you're someone who thinks things through and revisits certain situations because you're someone who wants to understand what happened, and you like to see every perspective of the situation. The thing is, with this card, there is a moment and where you have to let the past go. You know, and I think it's like the past and things that happened in the past that make you so closed off, that make you a bit afraid of trusting people, of letting people in and getting people involved in your projects, because in the past you had like not so positive experiences and you were hurt. And this is understandable then that you close yourself off, but there is a time where you have to let it go. And this is 3 and 6 is a 9. 9 is the closing number. You know, in numerology, the 9 is then the end, so to say, the last number. So you're closing here. You're closing this cycle of the past, and this is the challenge. You're probably closing even like family karma, put it that way. All this history that's being handed over from mother to daughter, from father to son, or whatever, you know, like it's always being handed down, all this trauma or all this history that you just kept on replaying, re-dramatizing it. Yeah, something like that. So, and then you're stopping it. It's like you're the one who's healing this, because there's a lot of healer energy here as well, especially with Artemis, also with Metis and the wisdom and giving advice and inspiring. Here, the past is also healing the past and letting it go. You know, you get a lot of wisdom out of it, and you get through what happened in the past, you got your empathy as well. So you're very able to understand where people are coming from and what they need, for instance, as advice. But you have to let the negative things go. You know, don't hold on to it too tightly. Wow. Then we have Sarasvati. She's my favorite. Sorry, all the others, I love you too. But I have 44 now, and Sarasvati, mastery. Now, like we were saying earlier, you're very, very, very creative, right? You have all this creative energy, and you could put it into work as well. You can make money out of it if you decide to do so, because as we saw earlier, you can do it. And Sarasvati, she's the goddess of writing, studying, music, and something else that I totally forgot right now. But language, I think, is language. So, for instance, you may be very good at learning languages. You speak more than one language, maybe even more than 2 or 3. So you're very good at languages. It's something that interests you. And of course, when it comes to music and art, you're very interested in it, and also in writing. And again, in knowledge, you cultivate yourself. She's also the goddess of knowledge. So you study. You love to study. You love to learn new things. You're very, very curious. And you like to express all of your being, all that you know, in a creative way. And again, and also a very, very beautiful goddess. So saying again, you're very beautiful. Then we have the golden gift. Magical help is on its way. So what I get here with the golden gift is like, you're very protected. You're very protected. And again, it goes very well together here with Metis. And you are a good listener. And when people come to you, they look for advice. And not only advice, they come to you to talk because you listen. You listen. And listening is an art that is so forgotten because we all love to talk so much. But you are able to listen, and you give the people that come to you that feeling that they're really being heard and they're being understood. And you make them feel comfortable. You make them feel safe. And they can be who they are. You really take people for what they are. And you have this healer energy, right? And you can change the negative energy of the people into something positive. Sometimes just by listening to them. You know, just that the feeling they have, they can talk. And someone is really listening. If someone is really taking them seriously, they're being seen. Then that's like, that alone is healing. And this is really beautiful. And this is also a card of self-healing. And the self-healing here has to do with, you know, self-doubt or not trusting again that life means well with you. And this is also something you are changing this lifetime. You see, it's like, and I think like with the past here, this kind of pattern, something that maybe has been going on through a lot of lifetimes, you know, this not trusting completely. And now this time you really have the opportunity of letting that go, of healing it, of growing, of overcoming it. Then we have 15, stolen in her sleep, unaware, unconscious, unawakened. And this is where you're healing yourself from this feeling of just being in a permanent slumber. You know, it's really, this actually stands in contrast to Pele, because Pele is the one who shows herself, she's fearless, but there's something in you, something got hurt, got broken in the way. This is your nature, this is who you are. Look, you have Pele, you have Artemis. These are strong, independent women. You see, it's like they're fierce, they're fantastic, they're beautiful. But somehow in the way, there's these fears that came, you know, maybe during your past. And for instance, if you have all these talents and you have all these talents, you are afraid of showing them, you know, and you can show them. Probably you're doing it step by step in a very thought out kind of method and a careful method. But this is just a symptom of the cause, and the cause is this fear of showing yourself. And it's like also that you distract yourself often from the here and now. Like I said, like you find the here and now somewhat difficult, like you're not very comfortable with people, even if you mingle with them and go out with people and meet people and so on. It's like you always have the feeling you cannot be yourself, you cannot trust them completely, and you hide yourself a bit. So you prefer to be alone. And this is like the moment where you have to change this energy. But you're, like I said, with the golden gift here, you're doing it. this lifetime. And probably some of you have already started doing it, and already in this process, and they're more open. You know, you still like to be alone, you still like your time for yourself, but you're more open to the outside world. Then get grounded. Oh, there you go. Empath, highly sensitives, connect with nature. That's why. And that's why you like to be alone as well so much, because you're an empath. You know, and sometimes people may even think, well, with this energy here of Artemis especially, you know, the hunter, look at her. Sometimes people think like you're really, really cold, you know, and you push them away, they would think. But the thing is, you're a true empath. You feel everything. You get overwhelmed with so much energy, and you need time alone. And that's why also you're so easily hurt, because you can really feel the intentions of people. And there are people who are jealous. There are people who, you know, cannot deal with the success of others. But it's their problem, not yours, right? I know it's easily said and done. And it's so wonderful to be wise when it's just talk, right? But to get stronger and not to be so overwhelmed by the other people and what they think and what they feel, the trick here, so to say, is to get grounded. And how you get grounded? You go for walks in nature. And if the weather allows it and your surroundings allow it, go barefoot. You know, that's called, there's a movement that's called earthing. I think that's the name, earthing, where it's like when you walk barefoot, you get like direct contact to the magnetic field of the earth. And it's very important for our inner balance as well. So if you cannot walk barefoot, then hug a tree, you know, touch something that's natural from the natural world, touch something, meditate with it, you know, or sit on the ground, sit on the ground, put your feet in the water of a river or lake or sea, you know. There are many ways of grounding yourself. And also going within. Also this card, you know, really tells you to go within and find yourself, you know, and be reminded of who you are. And I think there are very similar energies here, in the sense, go within and find your true voice and your true energy. Because sometimes it's a mix of energies that you don't know if it's yours or somebody else's, and it can get really confusing and tiring. Yeah. So when you go within, you find like your true voice and who you really are. Now, pile number 2. This was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. And thank you so much to all that watch, like, and comment my videos, and also to those who subscribe to my channel. That means a lot to me. And if you like a private reading, my contact details are in the description box below. Thank you. Have a wonderful time, full of love.